Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sun Up on 7. It's time for our first conversation. Like I told you, today is Earth Day. So before we start on our discussion with the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change, and Disaster Risk Management, let me give you some Earth Day fun facts. So the first Earth Day was celebrated in the 1970, and it really has been young people that have been pushing this movement. And basically in 1970, a lot of things happened after that demonstration where the US put so much legislations to protect the environment. So today makes it the 52nd Earth Day that is celebrated. And, it's also known as the International Mother Earth Day. So those are some facts that I wanted to share with you. And now let me announce our guests who are here with us. We have Shani Gillette, Communications Officer for the Department of the Environment. Good morning, Shani. How are you today?
Doing great. She looks really nice. You guys look great together.
Thank you. Thank you for that. We also have Minerva Gonzalez, Communications Officer for the Forest Department. Minerva, good morning. How are you today?
Thank you for having us.
So good to have you. I love your lionfish earrings.
Thank you. Supporting the local Belizean economy.
Of course. And joining us via Zoom, we have Mr. Colin Mattis, the Deputy Chief Climate Change Officer for the National Climate Change Office. Mr. Colin,
good
how
morning.
are you?
Morning, thank you.
Great, it's good to have you with us, joining us via Zoom. And we have Ms. Hannah St. Luce Martinez, Director of National Biodiversity Office. Ms. Hannah, good morning. How are you feeling today?
Good morning, everyone. Feeling really well, and thank you for having us.
Great. So we're excited for everything that's going to come up from this conversation. So today we're getting to know more about the departments, what are their roles, what are their mandates, and of course, what is happening for Earth Day. All right? So let's get started with the conversation.
Let's get juicy with this stuff, okay? So, as you know, Earth is everything, and it's great that we have a ministry that looks at the Earth and takes care of Earth, because Belize is known for our forestry, our oceans, all these different things. So let's start first off with you.
Yes.
Shani. No, listen, guys. So we had a whole joke on behind the scenes where she was going to be Shanae. So, but we're not.
I give up that.
You gave it up.
Yes, for sure.
So we're not going to call you that today.
No.
Okay.
Call me Shan. That's fine.
Shan, you know what? We're working with Shan. So Shan is going to talk to us a little bit about what is happening with the Department of the Environment. So can you give us the mandate and also what's going to be taking place during Earth Day?
Yes, so I know a lot of persons here are wondering why so much people on the show, right? We're all different departments. We have National Biodiversity Office, the National Climate Change Office, the Department of the Environment, and now we have the Forest Department along with us. And we're all under one ministry. As Kevin said, we're under the Ministry of Sustainable Development, Climate Change, and Disaster Risk Management. And so because we're a one ministry, we all have common goals of contributing to the protection of our environment and, of course, the planet. And I know this year's theme for Earth Day is investing in our planet. And so all the projects and activities, the dissemination of information that we give out to the public, and of course, we have to tell them how to be good stewards of our planet, of our environment, of the Earth, right? And so all of that and all those departments play a very key role. And so for the DOE, we have always been champions of protecting our environment. And so it has been done through various initiatives, whether it's through the changing of legislations. I know the recent one we've seen is the one with plastics, the pollution from plastics regulations that looks at the phasing out of those plastics. And then we also have the one that goes all the way to greening of the economy, which encourages all sectors to protect the environment and to be environmentally conscious. And so that is where we start when it comes to Earth Day, because it's investing in our planet. So you have to, there's always a link between what we're doing out in the environment and, of course, how this is being done. So there has to be funds. You have to invest something. Even if people out there are saying, oh, we don't have so much money to do this, right? But you're investing. It's you putting your time out there. You're investing your time, right? So that is very important. And so for Earth Day today, the department is actually doing a keynote message at the University of Belize this morning in the Belmopan campus to give people more of what Earth Day is, when it started, how much years we've been doing it, and of course how they can play a role in whatever activities we're doing today. For Earth Day, as we all know, working as single, sometimes it works, but working as a team works better. So we've collaborated with Progressive Sugarcane Producer Association in Orange Walk to attend a fair that they're having, and the fair will be held in the Nature Park in Orange Walk to give more information to the public. And then also they can come out and have fun and they can play games. They have prizes that they can win when they're out there.
Go.
So we encourage the
Orange Walk Kenyans, come
Yes,
out.
come
out to
out.
the nature park today for
Yes,
that fair.
come out. You're
Will
going
there
to
be
be.
tacos?
You can eat tacos before you come to the fair.
She was like, wait, she just asked for that.
Yeah, so like you can come out. It's something very fun. Like you can win prizes, and not only prizes, you win knowledge as well, right? Because there are going to be other organizations out there giving out information, and so those are things that we're doing. Also, we have done 2 projects in San Ignacio and Belmopan for Earth Day. One is for Now Belize Limited. They had applied for some funding to be able to create billboards and banners to give education to the public on proper waste disposal, on how to be better stewards of the environment, what are things and tips you can do to help yourself help the environment. So those are things that were donated, and so you have to invest, right? Like I said, invest.
Definitely.
It's very important for people to know that investing doesn't mean money only. It's your time that you invest. And so that has been done. We've also worked with Helping Hands Resource Intervention Center in Belmopan that really helps youth, children to grow up better in a better environment. And so they had asked for donations of plants and soils and gardening tools because they will be planting today on Earth Day. They actually started this morning. It's 7, right? You started at 7 this morning. They started, and so they're planting and they're teaching the children how to plant a seed and to let it grow, right? So each one of the children will be responsible for a plant. That will be like their project to see that grow, and that's like so
It's
precious and
beautiful.
so adorable.
Indeed, yeah.
Because it's showing them responsibility.
Yeah, and that's the
Definitely.
thing what Earth Day calls for. It's like a
Right.
behavior change as to how can we ensure that we curb carbon emission, for instance, and we
Yes.
protect our environment. So things like that shows your responsibility.
You're planting
but
this plant right now, and the years to come, you're gonna see this plant just grow and grow. And it talks about the sustainable development of like having things for not just now, but for the future generation. So that is really key too, as well, to see your plant grow and know that you had a place in this, you impacted something in your environment. I think that is beautiful.
Yes,
Awesome.
and the fact that the organization is very on their foot when it comes to maintenance, because they already have a process of how they're going to maintain all these trees. So, you know, sometimes we make donations and like things are maybe not in place, but they have everything in place. And so we pray and hope that they would continue what they're doing, you know, for the people of Belmopan, because what the plans are actually doing is that they had adopted Almond Boulevard in Belmopan. If anyone knows Belmopan, it's by A&R, between Huang Mart and A&R, that long stretch.
Okay.
They adopted that from the Belmopan City Council, and so they have made it their mandate to beautify the area and to make it an area that people can go and eat. You know, because it's actually a wide boulevard. You know, people when they're at the store, they'll probably wait there. Security when they eat there at night. All of that, right? So it's there for people to have in
Okay.
their own community.
Pretty good. Huh.
Yes.
Thank you, Shani, for sharing, you know,
Yes.
what DOE is about and what's happening for Earth Day activities. So again, we remind the Orange Kenyans to show up to Orange Walk and
Yes.
learn more about the ministry and everything that involves Earth Day and how can you do your part to protect Mother Earth. So Minerva, it's your turn to hear from you and department
Thanks.
on the forest department.
I think Shani provided a perfect segue for us.
Yes.
Because, well, at the forest department, our responsibility is to ensure that we are controlling or managing these natural resources of our forests, of our land, for the future generations, for a more sustainable approach of it, right? And I'm glad that she brought up the initiative of planting trees, because what we are doing now at the forest department is having a more holistic approach to just planting trees, but taking into consideration the needs of the people, how people can make money out of it, livelihoods for sustaining themselves, taking into consideration how we can connect different landscapes that have been degraded over time by planting trees. And of course, it has to be the appropriate trees that will provide that ecosystem functionality again. So it's bringing back that functionality into the different landscapes from what has already been destroyed in the past. It's been common that there's a competition between the demand of land. There's a competition between agriculture and the forest.
Definitely.
So now we have a national landscape restoration strategy, which combines both to work and hand in hand with each other and managing the resources such that the forest will be able to provide for the people, but also we know that people need to work on the land for agriculture. So it's combining that restoration approach in the agro-landscape
That's pretty
sector as
interesting.
well. So it's now linking it back to the Earth Day theme. It's about investing in our agro-landscape sector to ensure that then we have jobs, we have livelihoods, we have the biodiversity, we have water production, clean water production for that matter. And it's linking all of these things into a national scope. And we have committed nationally to restore 130,000 hectares for all of Belize.
Wow.
So we have identified about 400,000 hectares, 400,000 hectares that can be restored, but have prioritized this into 50,000 hectares of the forest landscape and 80,000 hectares in the agricultural landscape. And of course, this brings along a lot of challenges with regards to finding the financing and investments that can be put into these activities to restore this landscape.
Right.
Definitely.
I like that. Go ahead.
I know
Ryan.
Shani made a really good point that investment might not necessarily have the money like that, but this investment is going to definitely reap its benefits later on. So it's trying to find it, and that's why it's not a single person doing anything, because that's when you have collaboration, it can be able to stretch forward. So
Definitely.
I want to
Yeah.
bring Mr. Cullen in on the conversation. Can you tell us a little bit about what the Climate Change Office is doing for Earth Day and what they have been doing, what's the mandate going on with this office specifically?
Yes, good morning again. Thanks for having me here on the show. So, the National Climate Change Office is responsible for coordinating the national, regional, and international response to climate change. And we all know that climate change is one of the most consequential issues that Belize and even the world is facing today. And so, in simple terms, what we do, we collect all the information relating to climate change, what the impacts are, how will the different sectors be affected by climate change, how will people be affected by climate change, and we use that information to develop strategies and policies that can be implemented to address climate change in terms of mitigation and adaptation. And we know that mitigation means reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and adaptation means helping people to cope with the impacts of climate change. And so we work with agencies within government and out of government all across the country to mainstream these actions and plans into their respective policies and strategies and to implement them through projects and other means. And so our office has a reach across the country, and that is actually something very important for us, working with everybody since climate change affects everybody, if I should say so. On the international level, Belize is one of the countries that emits just a small amount of greenhouse gases. If I am to put a percentage to it, is about 0.00 something percent. If I were to compare to China, it's like 25%, the United States of America, 11%. And so we negotiate with the Alliance of Small Island States, which is made up of other Caribbean islands and other small countries, to put treaties and frameworks in place so that the big countries can reduce their emissions so that we can address this issue of climate change, and also provide forms of support, whether finance, resource, capacity building, and so forth, so that other smaller countries such as Belize that are actually struggling to address this issue can adapt more and to mitigate the issue. And so we have been implementing a wide range of projects to help our people to be more resilient to climate change. I just want to mention a few of them. We're working in the south with Dangriga and Hopkins. There's a coastal erosion project that we're planning to implement very soon, because we know that there is a big issue with coastal erosion and land loss in that area. We provided a water truck to the Ministry of Rural Transformation to address the issue of drought in poor and marginalized communities. We provided assistance to farmers who have been impacted by various hazards, financial assistance and material assistance. We're working with the Energy Department to provide solar technologies so that we can provide lighting and so forth to houses in rural communities. And those are just some of the key things that we are doing and continue to do. I know we don't have time for me to list all of them,
Yeah.
but I just
Colin,
want to say that.
I wanna ask
Go
you
ahead,
something.
go ahead.
I want to ask you something specific. And from conversations that we've been hearing, we talk about climate change, we talk about the impact that we're having when it comes to carbon emission. A lot of people would think that, we are separate from nature, that at some point we are being punished by nature. But I want you to speak to our viewers to make them realize the impact that we are doing on ourselves, right? So we are the ones that are damaging the environment. We are the ones that are contributing to the current state of where we are when it comes to erosion, when it comes to intense hurricanes, when it comes to higher temperatures. Can you please resonate some level of consciousness as to we can do something to address this issue?
Exactly, and that's one of the key messages that we want to bring out today as the national office or as the ministry, is that it is time for action, and there's a lot that we can do to address this issue of climate change. We've looked at certain issues that are happening around the country. In terms of coastal erosion, it has been exacerbated, or it occurs because of certain actions that people carry out on the coast, putting their own structures and stones and all the tires that people put there. And then we ask ourselves, why this issue of coastal erosion is happening so. And so we brought in some Cuban scientists that help us to look at the issue. And, we realized that climate change is one of the causes, but we are actually helping to accelerate coastal erosion on the coast of Belize and land loss and so forth. And so that's just one of the issues. Our use of fossil fuels, that's very important. We all have a responsibility to decrease our carbon footprint. When we drive our cars, I always say it is better for 40 people to catch a bus than for 40 people to drive.
You're definitely right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that bus will emit less, that one bus will emit less emissions than 40 cars. And so our use of transportation, that's one of the leading causes of greenhouse gas emissions in our world today, and even here in Belize, right? And
Yes.
so we have a responsibility to decrease our carbon footprint. Maybe riding more. Some of us want to drive to the supermarket right around the corner, right? And
Yeah,
so maybe
you better
riding
walk or ride your bicycle. Yeah.
Get that leg
Yes.
juice moving.
Get that leg juice. Yeah.
Exercise is good for the body.
And sometimes it seems like we're so comfortable driving, when we could get a little exercise around the corner. And so
Right.
that those are some important things. Decreasing deforestation.
Yes.
We are
Colin,
a net sink.
I have to interrupt you right now, given
Go
that
ahead.
we have our other guest that's waiting to hear.
Oh.
That we're waiting to hear from her. Then we're gonna come back to you when we do our wrap up. So just to hear your last words. So let me
Good, good.
introduce Ms. Hannah Luz Martinez, St. Luz Martinez, who's joining us also via Zoom. Hannah, let's talk about the National Biodiversity Office. So educate to us about what's the mandate of the office, and of course, how are you doing your part when it comes to Earth Day?
Good morning, and again, thank you so much for having me. And I knew Colin would have tried to out-talk every one of us. True
Yeah,
to what we
yeah, know
discussed
each
in the
other.
hallways yesterday, right? But yeah, my name is Hannah St. Luz Martinez, as you mentioned, and I am representing the National Biodiversity Office, which is a very young unit within the Ministry of Sustainable Development. It's a very young unit, but a unit with a very broad, very huge national and global mandate. And so what do we do? The National Biodiversity Office serves as the national focal point to the Convention of Biological Diversity. It is the convention to which Belize signed onto in 1992. And what the convention does is it establishes those global targets for improving biodiversity at national level. So it establishes those global targets, objectives, and milestones. We then, in turn, as parties to the convention or countries, we then reciprocate by adapting national strategies or national targets, which are outlined within our national biodiversity strategies and action plans. Aside from coordinating our response and commitment under the CBD, we also have been charged with overseeing improved management of protected areas established under the Protected Areas Systems Act. These sites include, for example, national park, forest reserves, wildlife sanctuaries, corridors, special management areas. And so what we do is we work along with multiple partners who we call co-managers. So for example, we have many co-managers that you have also engaged in the past on different topics such as the Belize Audubon Society, the Friends for Conservation and Development. So what we do is we work along with these institutions, these agencies, these NGOs in improving the management of protected areas across the country. Nationally, we must say that we are very proud to have more than 35% of our national territory under protection. So we have exceeded the global expectations of protected areas, which is approximately 30%. We are now at approximately 36%, and even looking to expand our marine protection to 30% by the year 2030.
All right.
But biodiversity and protected areas management comes with a cost. And so it's also a very high cost. Managing threats, ensuring that our management effectiveness is up to where it should be in terms of having those ecological returns, protecting species, protecting people, protecting services, comes with a very high cost. I am very happy that Shanae mentioned that it's not only a cost, a financial cost, but a cost in terms of efforts, being custodians, doing our little part within our own area, within schools, within your home, reducing pollution, managing solid waste. All of those are costs that are associated with safeguarding our biodiversity and protected areas.
There is
So even in the National Biodiversity Office, we implement a number of projects, but one which is very aligned with the theme of World Earth Day, which is investing in our planet, is the Biodiversity Finance Initiative. And for the BioFin, we were able to develop a biodiversity finance plan for Belize. And so what that does is it facilitated the costing of our biodiversity targets. We have 20 national biodiversity targets. The cost to implement all of those is approximately $70 million. The cost
That's
to
a lot of
implement our
money. That's a lot of
prioritized targets is
implementation that needs to
approximately
happen.
$40 million over a 10-year period. So as we can see, it is a very costly activity to protect our sites and to protect our living systems, our living things. And I just wanted to mention, as you rightly said, many times we don't consider ourselves a part of these global ecosystems.
Yes.
And so investing in our planet is also about investing in ourselves, in our future, in our children, in our livelihoods, water security, in ensuring that we have clean air, in ensuring that we have food.
Hannah, thank you so much for sharing what your office is about, what you're doing, what are current projects, and of course, bring again that awareness that we're part of the problem, but we're also part of the solution. We can also do our part. So we have a surprise for our viewers. We have giveaways to give out from these departments who are really kind. We have, how much giveaways? 5?
5 giveaways.
5 giveaways. So what does the giveaways include?
So the giveaways include reusable bags, because that is one tip for Earth Day, reduce your waste. So when you go to the shop, you shop wisely and you take your reusable bag. Yes. So we're giving that away. So next time you're gonna shop, you have a bag.
I use that.
You don't ask for the plastic bag. You bring your own bag.
Bring your own bag.
Independent.
If they give a plastic bag, tell them no thank you.
Exactly.
All right, you tell them Minerva.
Then we also have water bottles out of aluminum, so we're reducing plastic. We're using more like
Am I
aluminum.
getting one too?
Maybe, if we're nice enough. We're also having brochures, pencils and pens, that you could use. And of course, we'll be giving away pamphlets that gives you more information on the entire environmental clearance process.
All right,
how that
so
process is.
Thank you for sharing what's going to be in the giveaway package. So how the giveaway is going to work out is that we're going to give each one of you the responsibility to ask one
One
question. And then our viewers, you're going to call in. Renata, can you remind us of the number?
The number is right on there on the screen, 623-6174. And so as you know how it always goes, guys, they're going to ask the question after the question has been asked, not during the question, because you don't like play smart.
That's true.
Not during the question. After the question is asked, you make your call. We ask, you're going to be able to answer, and you get 2 tries because we know sometimes maybe your brain not a clinic like that.
Really? You're so nice on Earth Day.
You know,
Right?
I feel like their chickens like change.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know. I don't know
Please,
what.
give up on the chicken.
I don't give up on it at all.
Give up
so
on the chicken.
you get two small tries, and then you get to, if it's wrong, you guys will be the judge, the jury, the convict, every single thing in our one, right?
Okay.
And then after that, if you win, I'm gonna write down your name, and you're gonna be able to go and pick up your bag. So again,
Yes.
let's ask the question.
So who wants to
I guess
go
I
first?
could go first.
Shani.
first.
Because just in case they ask the same question, I ask.
Ah, you're smart. There
I
we
see
go.
what you did
All right,
So,
so-
viewers, get ready. Have your credit. Have those fingers
Remember the
warmed
number is
up.
on the screen, 623-6174.
All right. So Shani from Department of the Environment
Yeah, so
starts
this
first.
is based on the activities that we're actually doing on our day today, which is today, right? And so the question would be maybe list the name or one of the names of the community projects that we've donated items to.
Ooh, that's so easy.
Maybe list one. We listed 2, so just list one. Remember I said this one will donate this and the next one will donate plants. So maybe you could list one of the names and the organization so people could know more of these organizations as well.
Remember, they're big
Ah,
on
very
collaboration.
easy.
That was an easy
Right,
question. Like,
very
I could
easy.
answer it and I could get it back.
I know they only need one chance for this.
Right? That's, you know what? One chance for that. Okay, guys. So again, as you know, the Department of Environment donates to many different organizations. They're constantly collaborating. They understand it's not a single person that's supposed to make these things happen. And so, can you just give one organization that they have donated to? They've donated to several. They mentioned
We're getting
2
a
right
phone
here.
call, Ren.
We got a phone call.
Brave soul.
All right. Good morning, Carla. Talk to me. Son up with me.
I love it.
Carla, I know they hear you. Hello? Sorry, say it again. Say it with your chest though. I need to hear properly. The Audubon Society?
No. I listed 2 community projects and I
did.
said one will donate billboards,
Uh-huh.
then the next one will donate trees and plants with
Yes.
the children.
So,
2 different
you
organizations.
have one more chance, Carla. I feel like you got it. Come on, you got this. Oh, okay. No worries then. Next time. He's like, he does not
So
know.
Chantal is saying we have to increase the volume of the phone.
Oh, okay. We have to increase this volume. Her. Sorry. Okay.
All right. So person number 2. I mean.
Okay, we don't have the call. We come in again. Hold on tight. Carla, good morning. Son up with me. Talk to me. Carla.
Okay, and when you call, can you please lower the volume of your TV
I'm
or
just
your
gonna say-
device so we do not have that feedback?
Thank you
I
so
was
much.
definitely shocked.
Yes, Carla. Tell me. Helping Hands what? Helping Hands in Belmopan.
Yes,
And you're
Helping
not
Hands.
poet and they even know it. Oh, I love it for you, Carla.
Yes.
Carla, tell
Good
me your name
job.
one time. Can you win yourself a gift package? Tell me.
Yes, it's definitely Helping Hands Resource
Yes, you want. So
Intervention
what is your
Center.
name?
So that works.
Leonie? Leona, right? Garbut. Oh, girl, I see you view set up on 7 all the time. Love it for you, Leona. You love it for you, boo.
Let me check. All right. So while we get the. Thank you. Happy Earth Day to you too. All right. So while we get. Hannah's going to ask the next question. Let me get this phone fixed so that the viewers can hear the responses.
So, Hannah, what's the... Oh, yeah. Hannah, what's the question?
So this is a pretty easy one. I hope.
I hope so.
So I mentioned categories of protected areas that we have in Belize, and the categories are very important because it means the level of access, use that we can have. So I would like to ask the viewer to name at minimum three categories of protected areas that we have in Belize. 3 categories of protected areas in Belize.
And guys, remember this is from the Biodiversity Office. 3 categories of protected areas that we have in Belize. 3.
mean,
Tree.
I hope
Is
that
that
you're paying
true?
attention to what Hannah was saying. If not, there's Mother Google.
I don't know why I try to tell them biodiversity office guys, I'm helping you.
Go on,
I
research.
had a caller yesterday that a viewer yesterday I met when I was in Publix, right? And she told me how that she calls on one phone and then she researches on the other one. I was like, you
That's
are a
smart.
smart woman, you know.
Yeah.
She has
That's smart.
she has won a raffle from here us already. So
Yeah.
obviously the
Yeah.
strategy works.
I mean, you have to big up women. They're strategic
Yes,
like that,
of course.
right?
Yes, we
See,
are.
I used the word strategic. I did not say cheating.
Yeah, of course, you have to be strategic.
strategic.
It's all about what you do, how you do it. Okay, so again, that question is three categories
Of protected areas.
Of protected areas, yes. So in the meantime, if the callers are trying to get their knowledge together, doing the research, because Mother Google helps us with Mother Earth as well. Can we ask Minerva here to give us a question?
Sure. So this is related to one of the commitments that we have made as a country. And the name of the commitment is the Bond Challenge. But I mentioned two different categories as well of or areas where we need to do restoration. I want to see if the viewers remember how much hectares of each area needs to be restored.
Oof.
Would that was a hard question? I
It was a lot of hectares.
I know gonna be like,
It was a lot of
I
hectares.
know when we don't start off with a lead number, we begin with a number.
Yeah, in general, but then we prioritize into X
So
amount.
they don't need to get it per se.
No, they need to give the two different
Priority
areas,
amount.
which add up to a total, of course.
Man.
So this is our
I would have never
commitment.
want
I
to
love
test
it.
me,
See,
man.
this is our pop-up quiz, you know?
This is our bond challenge commitment of the days.
All right, we have a...
Carla, talk to me. Son
Yes,
up with
good
me.
morning.
Ah, good
Is it a
morning.
national park, national sanctuary, and national monument?
Hannah, did you
Miss
get it
Hannah,
correct?
is that it?
Can she repeat?
Can you repeat?
Reserve, sorry. Is it a national park, national monument, and national reserve monument?
Okay, we're mixing up the last one. Can you state the last one again?
National reserve, national park, national monument.
National Reserve, National
I
Parks,
would say
National
give her the
Monuments.
prize, but just to clarify or to assist her with the last one or the first one, which would be nature reserves.
Right.
And they're the
Oh,
strictest, they have the strictest protection. So
Great.
I would say yes, give her the prize.
good
All
job.
right, you're getting it.
Can we get your name,
Carla,
please?
can we get your name, please?
Root Castillo.
Ruth Castillo. I love how one of the name easy like this, easy like Sunday
Thank
morning.
you, Ruth. Congratulations on winning, and thank you for paying attention to the conversation.
Yes.
Right,
Thank you,
so let's hear if we have another caller to answer Minerva's question. Minerva, repeat your question.
So there were two different areas that need to be restored under the Bond Challenge for Belize's commitment. I talked about the forest landscape and then the agro
Agricultural
landscape.
landscape, yeah.
So what are the numbers for
How much
two
hectares,
of them?
right?
How much hectares? How much area of land needs to be restored?
All right, how
They
much?
can give the total, but they just need to
Okay.
give a number.
So-
You get points for trying, guys. Come on now. And you know what? In the meantime, while their brain, they juice it up and everything and try find all of the hectares.
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 Yeah. So
Hectares.
we're gonna ask Mr. Colin to be able to give us his question now.
I'm thinking that I have the easiest.
Yes, please be nice
I
on our
hope somebody
viewers.
give an easy. I know.
So since this is a call for action, my question is this: name two things that you can do to
Right.
reduce your carbon footprint.
Thank you,
Love
Colin.
it.
Thank you.
And we have a caller here. I will laugh after this one.
All right.
Carla,
Yes,
good morning.
laugh.
Stand up with me.
Laugh.
That is
400,000 hectares.
What?
Get a Brandon, guys. That's what
What- what's, Colin, what's your name?
What you say?
This is Brandon Usher.
400 hectares.
That's correct.
So, Brandon, how much?
It's
That's correct.
400,000 hectares.
400,000?
So, yeah, I mean, we can give the points for trying, but the specific number was 130,000 hectares 400,000 hectares was what can be restored, but we have then prioritized it to 130,000 hectares of the forest and the agricultural landscape.
All right.
So it's an important number because it's what we have committed internationally as a country to restore between now and 2030.
Okay, so 130,000 is the answer.
hectares.
But Minerva says that we can give you the prize.
Because you identified the amount that they identified.
Yes.
Thank you, Brandon.
What did
Happy
he,
Earth Day, guys.
So Brandon wins an Earth Day package, which
Yes.
is a tote bag, your aluminum
Bottle.
water bottle, of course, brochures,
Pencil.
notebook, pens, and
when I said
pencils.
Brandon's name pop up on the phone, I was like,
Thank you. I love it. I love it.
so the
All right,
last one
Colin.
is from Colin again, guys. What are 2 things you can do to reduce your carbon footprint? It is Earth Day. This is a very easy question. Even if he didn't say this is common knowledge where you can be able to just say, I can do X, Y, and Z.
And they mentioned
they
2
mentioned
things.
a million and one
Yes.
stuff. We've been talking throughout the
Come
week
on,
about different
come
things
on.
that help and throughout the show in general, what you can do to reduce your carbon footprint. Remember, guys, little things make a big
difference.
difference in our day-to-day routine. The things that we do a lot, but sometimes we can just reduce the amount of whatever we're doing.
We're getting a
Helps.
phone
Oh, we
call.
get a call. All right. Carla, good morning. Stand up with me. Talk to me.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Earth Day to everyone in the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you. You too.
One of the things is decline the plastic bag from the grocery shop and take your own bag.
Yes, amen. What next one?
And instead of throwing away the 150 bottle, you recycle it and fill it and take that to work.
Yes.
Most
Good
definitely.
job.
Very good.
So, Miss
Miss Arlette Woods.
we don't say
Good
her
morning,
name.
Don't say your name
Mr.
here.
You know when it's real because we don't say. Watch Chantal they laugh.
So, congratulate our winners. We want
We have one more prize because remember we said
Oh
5?
yes. So we're gonna do off of what Kevin said for Earth Day.
Yes, exactly. That was the question. What is the theme for this year's Earth Day?
Oh,
It is very
super
easy, and we've been
easy.
talking
Can I call?
about
Can I
it.
call?
So what is the theme
Shani say I might not
for
get a
this
bag, so
year's
make a
Earth
call.
Day?
What you want to call?
Kevin,
Stop
not
it.
allowed for call.
Can I call? I'll answer my own self.
All right. So in the meantime, I just want to say thank you, Shani, Minerva, Hannah, Colin, for being here and educating us about what your different departments are doing. Of course, what's happening for Earth Day and raising that awareness that we can contribute to change and make, save Earth
Yeah.
because we are at a critical time to do that. And again, reminding our Kenyans to show up to where?
In Orange Walk, in the Nature Park, we're going to be having a fair.
Is it the
so
Louisiana
come up.
Nature Park?
I don't remember the exact name.
Okay, because there's Louisiana Nature.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe it's
going to
there.
use Google Maps.
So
Take
show
me
up.
there.
At what time to what time is the fair?
From 9 to 2:30.
Great. So
And the forest department will also be there today.
Forest
So
Department
they
will
have
also be
some-
there.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So you can come out there, learn more about the different departments. How can you contribute to saving Earth and get your
So
tokens?
also win a prize in case you never call.
Ah,
That's not you can't win tacos, but you could win a prize or something. I don't know. And so that is still a win. That is still a win. And so, guys, remember the last question. We're gonna probably take that at the end for the wrap up in
Right.
case we have not gotten it yet.
Right.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy question where it's just what is the theme for today? Earth Day. What is the theme for today's Earth Day? You can actually Google that too as well.
I should do it now.
But next up, we have Miss Earth herself that's going to be telling us about the projects that she's been having and what is her message to you, how we can take care of our Earth. She has been a pillar. She has been astounding. And so we're going to be able to talk to her. And so stay tuned for the exciting cup. Oh, we have a caller we can't wait. You know what? We could just see if this caller get this thing. Yes, caller, talk to me. Stand up with me.
The theme is invest in your planet.
You got it correct.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, can you please
Invest
tell
in
me your
our
name?
planet.
Invest in our planet.
What is your
right.
name?
Sean Sebastian.
Sean Sebastian. Love it for you, Sean.
All right. So you can come to Channel 7's office to pick up the
prizes.
tokens. Right?
And so with that, we go to our next commercial break. We'll be back with
Thank
Miss
you.
Earth. Stay tuned.